G'day everybody, it's story time in the shower. And I want to talk about the old me back in high school and how I used to get through stress was to think of a way to get them back and make it funny and cool, right? And I guess that got me into a lot of trouble back in the day, because back in the day too, teachers didn't like the shit that come out of my mouth either. Like, you know, when they grab you too hard by the arm, I'll be like, you can't do that. You've got no reason to do that. Even if I'm acting like this, you shouldn't be doing that. Look, I'm going to make it worse for you. Help me. Look how crazy he is. He's dragging me into the principal's office. Look at the scratches I'm going to get. Because this teacher hasn't healed and he's getting frustration with me and the things I've got to say. As a kid, it's happened a few times. And break my toys. I had a cut gun. And I had a teacher break one. Can't remember exactly what it said, but pretty much what are you going to do now with it and stuff. And because that happened, and my cut gun, I used to have my mum. I tell my mum everything. What happened, even if I did wrong, I tell my mum everything. And sometimes I did lie, right? And knew that I could because of the way people perceived me. Just like today, right? And just like a psychic would, if you knew they were one and they can show proof of that, they can still chuck in manipulation, like saying another reason and go, how do you know it's a lie, right? And then try to fabricate it and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, my mum would end up seeing teachers afterwards and saying, why did you do this? You know, you shouldn't have done that, right? And my mum used to go confront the teachers like parents do. Because it's there to help. Right, I'm there to help, show, teach what kids do, what kids are capable of doing. Right, like I said, there was moments where I knew I could make things even worse for the teacher, as I was getting angry, right, as they were with their frustration. And so I used my know-how as a kid, right, of what I can do to make it worse, as kids do. So you got to watch that, and you don't allow that, because if you do as an adult, definitely as a teacher one, then you're failing at your job, aren't you? You still got some learning and healing to do, right? And moments like that will happen, and that's how we heal and get stronger, as Bella talks about, and certain people talk about when it comes to going through life lessons, and that's natural life lessons. You shouldn't play out such a thing deliberately unless you got a real good reason why you need to, I guess, when it comes to people who have jobs, and you might need to catch them on a video, so you go, look, we'll play this thing because we'll know we'll get them straight away. I guess you could. And you wouldn't want to fail at it because it would be a bad thing, so you'd want to do your research. But other than that, it's not hard to learn and heal and move on. But you can never do it if things are hidden, right? Can you? Because you don't know what to fix for. Because people are lying and hiding certain sections. And so when it comes to me, I used to be in a little here's one for Cora High. They had a timeout desk, some words on there to read and things to write out. As their first thing they would do, if you got too rowdy and you weren't calming down the class, you'd be put onto a timeout desk. Now, if you left this timeout desk and didn't learn and didn't do the things they asked you to do, like write out this and just draw pictures and stuff, like I did, right, they would threaten you with the isolation room or a dog tag. And a dog tag, well, that's not going to work either, because you can do the same thing as what you're doing on timeout desks. This is what Cora tried for a while, what I had when I was there. And you get these dog tags, and they have to write, the teacher, every time you leave a class, they would have to write down how good you were. And the only way to get off this dog tag and out of the punishments is to get a good dog tag over time. You just keep getting good reports, is it? Right? And the schools can do this. I like that idea. It does work. Right? And the timeout desk, it can work, but it doesn't for the worst and the smartest worst, because that's what the worst are, is they're using their abilities in a different way, right? And it's best that they use it in another way, but they chose to use that way as it's working for them, and that's how they understand it. Like when I was a kid, I thought retaliating is the thing we do as we're learning, to try to understand it. If we have something to say and they can't answer that question, just go, just listen to me. Don't care about that, just listen to me, you should just do what I tell you. That's not, you can't teach a smart person that way. They will retaliate on that answer. They'll be like, well, that's not good. You just don't want to answer that. You need to learn. And they know manipulation. They might even already heard about that before and know that you control, they will control you, right? And they don't like that, no? You realise definitely if you talk about freedom and freedom of speech and freedom of who you're meant to be, you know what I mean? And then they say it's not at certain times. It's not a good way to learn, right? The adults need to show example at all times, as most as they can, to help a kid get it and get to the right spot quick. Is that true? So if we show ways where adults get away with things, or the system and stuff like that, doesn't that show that tricks and manipulation and lying can get you somewhere? If that shows you that, then people will learn that, the new generation. In fact, they might learn it better, because that's what the new generation is meant to do, get better and better, aren't they? Anyway, I'll leave it there, people. And I used to, anyway, back to the isolation room. I was just having a chat. I used to drill through that little brick wall. There was two of them next to each other, and it was about as big as the toilet there. And I had a desk at the end, and you come in, you get in the door, then sit at the desk. And in front of that was a brick wall, and another one on the other side was a brick wall. They didn't lock you in there. Occasionally, I remember it did. You know, I won't put it on that, but I do have a memory that I did get locked occasionally. They weren't meant to do it, and I had a big whinge about it. But anyway, we'll cut that out and pretend it never happened anyway, because I'm not too fussed and I don't want to start things unless there's other evidence of that with other students. Because it only happened a few times on me, because I flipped it when it did, so that might have helped them not do it. But you know how to lock them in, as I was leaving them, right? They put me in it, and when they go on, I'd go out and you see me run around in the schoolyard. And so what's the next step, I guess? They lock me in. So I understand when you're older, right? But by law, you shouldn't really do things like that, should you? Right? Maybe they should have called the parents or just let it go and other things. Right? But there's always the quick ways, isn't there? No. And that could be because the way they're raised as well. Right? We're all trying to get out of certain things that we know is better. Because once we know something's better, we should slowly transfer to it when it comes collectively, shouldn't we? Anyway, have a good one, people. And I used to drill through that hole. We made a hole for the border with a pen. We had pens. Over time, did it, and all the people in there did it, and we did it collectively. We got through the other side of it, hello, and then we could talk a little better. It wasn't so bad in there. But it's just like jail, and then we can just talk about all other things, right? So there's good and bad things of connecting when it comes to that. Anyway, have a good one, and see you later. As I'm in the shower for now, a couple of minutes before this. Lucky there's a lot of water around here, so I'm not gonna have the environment too much, because we're flushing shit load out in the ocean right now through our rivers. They're not too bad. And yeah, so I'm going to get out because I tried to set an example. But I have talked about design and a new government standard that I love to have, so people wouldn't have to worry about this issue. But that will be in the future, wouldn't it, people? So till then, I'll see you then. Bye.